Star Trek just called out JJ. Abrams' reboot with a hilarious dig. For all its boldness, lens flares, and adrenaline-fueled storytelling, JJ. Abrams' Star Trek reboot has always been something of a divisive experiment among Trekkies. While 2009 Star Trek and its sequels brought new fans to the franchise with sleek visuals and action-packed plots, longtime devotees often found themselves longing for the moral nuance, philosophical weight, and measured pacing of classic Trek. Now, in a move that feels both cheeky and cathartic, the franchise itself has lobbed a hilariously self-aware jab at the Abramsverse, and fans are loving it. The dig came courtesy of Star Trek: Lower Decks, the animated comedy series that has quickly become a treasure trove of metatextual humor and deep-cut references. In a recent episode, Ensign Brad Boimler and his fellow Lower Deckers found themselves caught in a moment of pop cultural reflection. Amid all the chaos and absurdity, Boimler quips about how much he dislikes those alternate timeline movies where everything explodes every 5 minutes and no one ever talks about diplomacy. Cue the laugh track and the internet explosion. Boimler's one-liner was more than just a throwaway gag. It was a pointed but humorous critique of the Abrams reboot trilogy, particularly the way it leaned heavily into blockbuster conventions at the expense of the introspective storytelling that defined the original series. The comment was delivered with the exact mix of affection and sarcasm that Lower Decks does best, and fans instantly recognized it as a shot fired, in the most Star Trek-ian way possible. The franchise in on the joke. This moment wasn't the first time Star Trek has slyly acknowledged its internal tensions. From the Next Generation's playful jab at the original series' swashbuckling nature to Strange New Worlds embracing episodic storytelling in contrast to the serialized structure of Discovery, the franchise has always been self-aware. But Lower Decks is uniquely positioned to pull off this kind of satire. It doesn't just break the fourth wall, it demolishes it with a phaser. While lampooning Abrams' movies, Lower Decks isn't undermining them. Instead, it's acknowledging what so many fans have felt, that the reboot movies, while fun in their own right, are outliers in a universe built on diplomacy, ethical dilemmas, and curiosity. The Kelvin Timeline Trek fans' nickname for the reboot universe is fast, loud, and brash, traits that often clash with the cerebral tone of the main timeline. That tonal mismatch has always been a source of friction. For Abrams, Star Trek was a sandbox to play in, a chance to turn the cerebral sci-fi epic into a high-octane space opera. It worked for a while. The 2009 film was a critical and commercial success, and Into Darkness performed well, even if it polarized audiences. But by the time Star Trek Beyond rolled around in 2016, fatigue had set in. The franchise had lost some of its soul in the fireworks. Why the dig lands so well? What makes Boimler's line so perfect is that it's not mean-spirited. It's the kind of joke that comes from deep knowledge and love of the subject matter. It reflects a broader conversation within the fanbase about what Star Trek is supposed to be. Is it action, or is it ideas? Can it be both? The Abrams films prioritize pace over philosophy, plot over theme. Lower Decks' jab lovingly puts that choice under the microscope. The joke also serves as a gentle reminder of what the franchise has reclaimed in recent years. With shows like Picard, Strange New Worlds, and even the final season of Discovery, modern Trek has been consciously rediscovering its roots. These series reintroduce diplomacy, character introspection, and thoughtful allegory. The action is still there, but it's not the point. It's seasoning, not the main course. So when Lower Decks throws shade at the Abramsverse, it's not just poking fun. It's celebrating the return of classic Trek values. A fan base in on the joke, the reaction to the dig has been overwhelmingly positive. Social media lit up with memes, GIFs, and tongue-in-cheek tributes. One fan tweeted, "Boimler said what we've all been thinking since 2009. Another posted a side-by-side image of Spock's classic eyebrow raised with the caption, "Old Spock judging the lens flares from beyond the grave." Even some fans of the Abrams films acknowledge the accuracy of the jab. "I like the reboot movies," one Redditor commented. But let's be real, diplomacy wasn't exactly their strong suit. This kind of communal humor speaks to Star Trek's longevity. A franchise that can laugh at itself and let its fans laugh with it is a franchise in good health. By weaving in a moment of clever self-critique, Lower Decks demonstrated not only its understanding of the franchise's history, but also its role in shepherding it into the future. The final frontier of self-awareness. If JJ, Lower Decks is the franchise having a beer with that same